How you doing? What's this, guys? Uh, this measures my peak flow meter, what my breathing out is just now. That is 200. It's improved a wee bit in the last 5 minutes because it was 150. We'll watch what happens. Now, see this king pot, golden wonder pot noodle. There's not much nourishment in it, but if you have COPD uh, and problems with cold air, if you have one of these in the morning and one of them at night, especially at night before you go to your bed, it will bring your internal body temperature up. I left this for 20 minutes. So it's just lukewarm because you don't want to take, when you got COPD, I'm sure you know if you suffer from that rock and roll disorder, it's called here now, because it's mainly caused by all the smoke that was in the pubs, and the biggest majority of people that suffer from it were going to the pubs when the bands were playing, or playing in the pubs. I know in the north of Scotland, smoke was pretty bad. It took a lot of people. There's not many of us left now, but this stuff, as I say, was 8:25 p.m. here, and it's 2:26 in the morning here. And but see this pot noodle, have a wee look at it. Look, not much nourishment in it, but for COPD, ramen noodles cup. All right, that's interesting. It's very easy to eat as well if you've had a throat injury or if you've got narrow-tubes in your throat, which often happens with COPD. How you doing, Glenda? How are you? Oh, Meets Music. Oh, right, from Lidl. All right, right, good. Glad you got a Lidl. They're good. Lidl's are good. I get most of my stuff from Lidl's. So I make a lot of stuff from Fresh. They're certainly good prices. They certainly got good instruments in festive season. And already, just with half that pot noodle, watch this. So definitely will be improvement because I can feel now and I can tell men's age are warming just with this. Look at that, it's 250. That's with half a pot noodle. And that was easy and much easier than blowing the 150 before I actually had it. 150 is pretty bad. Well, at 200, you're not getting a oxygen around your body enough. When this is done at 200, that's quite bad. You're not getting the oxygen around your body. Holding your two arms out till a computer becomes difficult. It's at 250 now, so that's a big difference. 50 more, because when it's at 200, I have difficulties doing that, and that's why I either use all small case or either use all large case on any channel that I'm on, because when it's at 200 or less, you can't use both arms, so you got to use the other arm, and I'm using, like a robot, I'm using one arm to support the other arm to do the individual keys. Now, it's just an experiment because I know a lot about COPD, because in my past vocations and work, I worked with people that actually had it. I saw it going down at different stages. I got a kind of fright when I got diagnosed with it myself, but because I knew exactly what it was, COPD, because all the musicians that I knew passed, all my friends died with COPD, and there's no many of us left now. There's just a handful of us. Not to get morbid on the subject, but if it makes one difference for a young up and coming budding musician if they don't take up smoking, but thankfully, you know what, same smoke in the bars now that you had since the smoking ban, but the smoking ban was 22 years too late for myself and everybody I know that's been taken. Right, I've got asthma as well, and I never couldn't asthma, but I have to speak about COPD, but asthma is a very serious condition. It's a dangerous condition. I never quite accepted that I had asthma. Like, actually, when they told me I had asthma, I thought, wait a minute, I'm just getting breathless because of the activities I'm doing and because I'm getting older. So I couldn't quite accept that I had asthma to there, but I certainly had asthma. And right, yeah, I say mine was, well, when I got the blue inhaler first, I said to the nurse, who, out of respect, she really knows what she's talking about, because I've saw it and learned, but I thought I'm never going to need that, because when I went to the chemist, the last thing the chemist said, you must take this blue inhaler and keep it with you all the time. I thought, I don't think so, because I hadn't quite accepted that I'd actually had asthma. And I said, nevertheless, I'll do what they were told. But one day, a few weeks later, or whatever, I was walking up the road after being on a night out with a couple of friends. And we were walking up the road, and walking up a set of steps, I walked up a set of hill, and my breath just closed. My breathing, I was walking along, and I just couldn't breathe. And I just thought, right. And I reached out for this inhaler in panic. And when I actually pulled it open, the actual inhaler went one way and the lid went the other way on the ground. And it's pouring, lashing rain, and I bent down and picked up the inhaler when I did get it, and I took 2 squirts. And I stood there, I had to hold on the wall because my legs were totally gone from me. I couldn't breathe. When you can't breathe, your body starts to shut down. And I took this 2 squirts, so this inhaler, I must have thought, right, that's when I really need it. But it really did give me a fright, and I made it home. But if I never had that inhaler and I had 10 more yards to walk, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I had to vacate my house in December because of the extreme temperatures that we had here, between -7, -10, for a long period of time, over a week. And I nipped off to Inverness. It's just I had to escape my house. If I'd been here 15 minutes longer, I wouldn't be here because I'd had all my inhalers and everything like that, but the air was just too cold. It was Baltic. But hi, Mary Barney, how you doing? But nevertheless, anyway, I'm here and back, safe, getting better by the day, getting well. So I really do appreciate life now. When you can't breathe, and then your breathing stops, your body shuts down, and you pull back from it, you do appreciate every breath you have thereafter. In life, I do appreciate every breath. I'm not bad, Mary, thanks. How are you? I'm just trying to get my respiratory system set properly, back to 300 before I go to my bed. I still have 250. Aye, it'll go up though. But see, these things, they are really no help to you if you've got COPD, and tobacco is worse, even if you're using filters. All that cheap tobaccos that people actually buy, especially that duty-free stuff, it's not tested. There was someone that used to sell duty-free tobacco in Wick, and every single person they actually had, they used to sell the Amber Leaf, and every single person that I sold it to has got seriously big problems with the respiratory system, because that cheap tobacco, even though it might be the same brand as what you get in the shop, it's not the same tobacco. Like, it's like counterfeit. A friend of mine told me to stop smoking that tobacco and go and buy that same brand of tobacco at a shop when you see the difference, because the stuff that's in the shop is tested by, so it's got a grade. It's got people actually checking it to see if it meets the standard, because a lot of these pouches of tobacco are one time I got a pouch of tobacco, Samson Light, it was called. I made a roll up with, and I took a light from it, like, and I lit it, like, and wow, the burning sensation I got in my throat. I was coughing, I was doubled over, holding my belly, retching after it, like, and when I had a look in the actual pouch, it's full of wood. It was like wood shavings that was in it amidst the tobacco. And that's what people are actually buying. They didn't know it, and it's not it's not the best. Put it this way, wood and fire is a bad combination. You know what I'm saying? Wood and fire, breathe it in. Simba, hello, how you doing? Thank you, Casey Mallory. Can you post your time zones on, please? Anybody that's actually watching? I had my last cigarette for the night, I think, because it'd be rude not to. Nah. See, eating half that pot noodle just now has made a big difference to my internal, and that's like 15 minutes on or something like that. But I left it 20 minutes to actually settle, to get to a temperature. It was still quite hot when I first tried it after 20 minutes. Right, I'll see you in a few, Glenda. Thank you. By taking the mushroom with noodles, I will do a demonstration on my channel how to make that from fresh, from instead of the pot noodles such as handy. They're £1.20 just now, but maybe if I do a promotion for a pot noodle, maybe call them Wonder give me a discount. But there's absolutely no nourishment in a pot noodle apparently, but the warming properties that it's got though is pretty good. But my homemade version of chicken and mushroom noodles is very, very high in protein and very, very flavoursome instead of dry. dry foods and artificial flavours. It's got the real McCoy. Spaghetti carbonara. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've had that before, and sure I probably made it like a. Gal pal, how are you? Spaghetti and a creamy sauce with pork, right? Right. Well, I must find out how to make whiskey sauce so that I can uh, make a suggestion for you to have for your burn supper. You too, gal pal. Good to see you too. Cheers. No, I'm a lucky man to see you twice in one day. Yeah. But these temperatures. It's saying it's 5 degrees centigrade, but absolutely no chance. Like it's that computer's definitely wrong. It's definitely in the minuses. Birkenhead, all right. I don't know where that is, but Lidl's, yeah, Lidl's is really good. Yeah, I'll give you some good recipes. Little stuff I'm going to put on my channel. Cheap meals to actually make. Are they Galpal? Where are they from? Like, because you do sound some kind of connection to Scotland. Well, you've got more connection to Scotland than that fake monster in Scotland that everybody talks about. Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. A mobile phone would have found a bit out there. Nessie is a fraud. So ferry crossing Mersey is a land, the place I love, the place I know. Life goes on day after day, hearts torn in every way. So ferry crossing Mersey is a land, that place I know, and where I'll stay. People around every corner, they always smile and say, We don't know what your name is, boy, but we'll never send you away. Oh, ferry, cross of mercy, in this land, the place I love, and here I'll stay, and here I'll stay. Crikey, I didn't even know I knew that song. I didn't know that song. But I have heard it by. Is that Birkenhead? Is that Birkenhead? You're fine. Where's Birkenhead? Please, Meeps Music. Yeah, I probably could. I probably could. I need to have a look at it again. But I didn't even know that I knew that song. Even though I didn't know it, I may have got some of the words mixed up and stuff. It's good to be feeling better, because that was a life warning. Um, all right, right, yeah. My navigation skills and geography skills fail me right now. I used to have good navigation skills. I could read a compass. I could read the sky. I could read the stones on the moss on the tree. Moss one grows on the north side of a tree, because that's the only part that the sun doesn't get to. Kind of way secret Highland Trackers information here. Highland Warrior Trackers information. When you wake up in the morning, where the sun is, that is the east. That's how we tell where direction when you're out in the dark. When sunrise comes, when the sun rises, that is east. But then, if you got energy to keep walking till the sun sets, you're heading west with the sun in your eyes. But if the sun's in your back, you're heading the opposite way. Woke up this morning, the sun in my eyes. I wish you were here. Woke up this morning, dreams of the night time fade to clear. I run down the road just to see how it feels. The sun in my eyes and the wind in my heels. Follow my footsteps, what a surprise. You are my mind and the sun is my eyes. Do 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 do. Probably talking a lot of rubbish here, guys. Because I have had a couple of whiskies. Dog. Does your dog respond to that when I whistle it? All right, right. But I did have a crazy weekend. Well, all I've got to do is stand at my back window, open my back window, go like that, and there's a couple of dogs at the back of my house run up and down the garden looking for where I am. Like my neighbour's dogs, they recognise the whistle. They like me. They see me walking past. It's amazing. All right, right. Oh, can I find my other whistle? To see how that affects your ears. But I will be playing the whistle a wee bit more. Does it know Doug's voice? Yeah, right, right. And Paul's. Right, hey, I've not seen Paul for ages. Wow, I've not seen Paul for ages. He's not been anywhere nearby. I hope he's not falling out with me because of that monster from England that nominated us all the Scottish Queen. Right, I've not seen him doing a live stream for ages. But good to hear from him again. Though, oh, he's a good guy. During lockdown, I had injuries and my smoke alarm in my kitchen. Everybody was complaining about it. I had some nasty comments from some people on some of the channels that actually played on about my smoke alarm because it was beeping, but I wasn't able, and I had no one that could come and help me just to go up simply on a step ladder to change the battery. But Paul was prepared to travel a full length of Britain, wherever he is. He's in South London or so. He's from South London, but wherever he was prepared to drive all the way up here till I change the batteries for me. And that's special. That's good people that do things like that. Well, yeah, when's your gal pal? Please tell me when your 60th birthday is, and I will do you an awesome party. I promise you. I will dig out my electrical gear and play the whole spectrum of music that I've got. We can grow together. And a song that too. But I'm searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old by the second. Yeah. We can grow old together. This is quite odd, having my beard tied up till that. But since it's been tied up, look at the growth that's come in the sides. Elastic that tied it up. That's just a week. That this extra bits have taken to grow. That could have been tied into it too. Look at. Oh yeah, you could be right. Yeah. But see, when I get my glasses, I can look in the mirror. I won't be able to see myself. But I could see circuit boards super magnified. All the small prints on circuit boards and everything. Like having bionic eyes. Glasses made by Duncan and Todd. These ones are just 99p ones just now, just allowing me to magnify letters because I can read, but I used to be able to see from others too, but computers and screens destroyed my eyes. Excessive use. Every time when I look in the mirror, my own face is a stranger to me. More and more I can see that there's a danger of becoming what I never thought I'd be. Some days are diamonds, some days are stone. Sometimes the hard times won't leave me alone. Sometimes the cold wind blows a chill in the bones. Some days are diamonds, some days are stone. Mirror in the bathroom, please don't break. The door is locked, just you and me. You can ask yourself while you are able. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Can't remember the words of that song. But I don't know. It's just my belief. You can lie to a liar and steal from a thief. It's all the same. That's on my channel. I like Macintosh albums. I must post them on my channel someday again. If you're scanning through my channel, have a look at Alec Macintosh. That's a good friend of mine from Thursday. If I could turn back time. Oh, what the? Try another half of us pot noodle now. Look, it's a bit colder now because that was a bit hot after 20 minutes. Yeah, that's 40 minutes and it's just the right temperature. Yeah. What's this? Don't be surprised if this goes up to 300. No, still at 200. But I'll get 5 or 10 minutes because I can tell since eating that, it's definitely warmed up my your glasses steamed up, right? Okay, Bets, hello, how you doing? I've not seen you for ages, how are you? Okay, Bets, wow, good to see you. Thank you for coming along. It's been a long time since I saw you. Just getting on with life. Kind of bad hair day today. Got my beard was tied up last Friday, and I've got quite a bit of growth came since last Friday, or it would have been tied in with the beard. But everything's fine. I'm starting to feel better. Kind of bits. Yeah, I had some serious problems. Oh yeah, it totally does. I had some serious problems in my lungs and stuff, but just by my years of rock and roll, playing in smoky bars and that. But I'm picking up and improving pretty good. Because these things that did the original damage, like still fighting to get them up, but hopefully it'll not be too long now. I switched from tobacco because the smoking ban in the UK was kind of 20 years too late for all my friends that have been taken by COPD and gone to the grand concert above to play. Oh, wow, right. I will do, and I know, Kitty, Bats, you've been a nurse, I know I've got to quit now. I know if I don't quit smoking, I won't be able to continue singing or even talking, and I'm glad of that because talking is harder. Singing is easier for me than actually talking. At some point, I'm going to have to sing back my answers because you'll understand with being a nurse that talking voice and a singing voice is coming from two different places. And I'm struggling with that just now. Kitty bits, you must love what you do, because I love what I do too, and you're what the world really needs. People that need care, you're the ideal thing. Well done, and keep doing what you're doing. Right, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's strange. I mean, fire and wood just don't mix it. Well, I had training as a war field medic. I got shown when I was young how to strap up a broken leg, how to stop blood flow from way using a tourniquet or a laser from nearest blood point. I had to make a stretcher to with 2 jackets from 2 of the biggest men in the platoon and 2 lengths of stick, maybe branches of a tree or whatever, to make a stretcher to carry along there. And that knowledge and services came into reality for me during lockdown when one of my friends gave me a phone call one time at 7 o'clock in the morning, though he fell out of his wheelchair. He had one leg amputated, and the other leg had gone gangrenous just in 48 hours, starting from his toes, went black and went rust up through his body. And I went over, and in times of emergency, I went over at 7 in the morning. There was a local taxi took me took me over to see them out of hours. They were good Miller's taxis in Wick, and I went over to see him. He was lying on the floor and in quite a state, but he'd been lying on the floor all night, and he didn't like to phone anyone. He didn't like to phone me to disturb me, and when I actually got there, his artificial leg, it was standing upright. It had fallen off, and it was filled with blood, and he was bleeding profusely. And I put a new dressing on his actual leg, a tubular bandage, carefully measuring it, and it was gangrenous, right? And see, holding that dressing, stretching it over his leg, trying to make it not touch his leg. Because if it had actually, and my hands actually got trapped in it, I would have looked really, really bad. Locally, because there was no one going about at the time, and days later, if I'd gotten trapped in it, like probably because I wasn't in very good health myself at the time, but it was something that had to do with human nature, and I changed them, but I got super strength through my body because I don't know what weight he was, but he's more than he's certainly more than twice my weight anyway. And but out of panic or whatever, superhuman strength sometimes comes in the body, and I managed to pick him up lift him up with floor with brutal strength, but I really felt it on my body, with pure physical force. And I lifted him up in his chair, changed his dressing, and cleaned him up before phoning an ambulance. And the ambulance, I phoned 999 for an ambulance, and they said they couldn't put an ambulance out, so they got authorization from a doctor. It was unbelievable. And while they were actually explaining it to him, I says, please pass. I asked them to pass me phone. I says, this man will not be alive in 3 hours' time. I says, I'm no medical, I'm no expert, but I says, I just know I've been watching him passing out. He's been bleeding profusely, and we had to wait till his doctor's surgery opened at, I think, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning or whatever, and phoned them. But his doctor's surgery, that was like an hour later, but they got an ambulance to him right away, and his leg was removed, but he was in hospital for a year and a year and 7 months or something like that. And they gave him another house, all done up, equipped up with what he needs, and he got home on the Monday, and he phoned me up because he's very, very technical guy, and that's why I miss him, because I've not got anyone that talks technical, because technical is boring to people that are not into it, and talking about technology, which we've actually had. And he got home on the Monday, and we were going to meet on the Friday because he phoned me up and thanked me for saving his life and what have you. And but I never got a chance to meet him on Friday, and it's stuck in my mind ever since, because he passed away. Yeah, totally. Wow, looking back at that, wow, Cat Bats and me. Right. Thank you, Cat Bats. Yeah, it was a good guy, but I so miss him. The technical issues that I've got just now, like I've got no one to talk about till, yeah. I know Cat Bats, but life goes on. This very computer that I'm actually speaking on just now was what was built by him. It's got a solid state hard drive in it. It's been so stable. It's not had any problems. Got Windows 10 on it now, but I was struggling to put Windows 10 on, though. I was quite want to stick to Windows 7. I put Windows 10 on it and it runs fine. And it's been pretty good. Oh yeah, totally. But I have lost an awful lot. Last year alone, like 10 close friends, musicians that played the same venues that I played, all died of smoking disorders. So it's a yeah. Well, I only know about computers what I need to know because I hate computers. I was forced to use them because technology moving on and because I was into audio and video all my life. I had to move on to with digital technology and had every single format all the way through right to upper date. But the way that they kept updating and changing formats and everything, it just became ridiculous expensive. Apple, see Apple computers. One of these days, I'm going to do a rant on Apple computers that's going to give them a proverbial kick up the backside that they need for the way they treat people and the way they do. They are amazing. The software that they've created for the creators, for musicians and video and everything like that, but everything else, just after more money. Greedy. And when they do something wrong, they didn't want to pay that money back. When they make something wrong with a bad sign or whatever, and see, we're dealing with our with the Apple people that are working on the Apple helplines. When you have a problem with Apple, certainly every single one of them that I spoke to were phonies. They must have lied their way into that job. They didn't know anything about Apple computers. They were working for Apple and they didn't have Apple computers in front of them when they were actually working. So I asked them, were you reading through the same manual that I was reading? They said, yeah. And I says, well, I can tell you what now, I know that manual back to front is embedded in my brain. This computer is not doing what it should be doing according to the manual. And I am not impressed by you Apple people for the questions you're asking because all that questions are answered. And the natural, if you had an Apple computer there and looked in the actual help files, all the questions that I was asking and you were answering were in that help files and no help to the situation whatsoever. Right? Yeah. Right. What kind of DAW are you using? Mapes music, please. Yeah, but little did they know that Apple told that when I was talking to them. I never told them that, but I'll show them today because uh, when I bought my first horrendously cost Apple G4, it came with a course sonar, right? X3 Pro. That's an upgrade in what I had, but sonar, that's by Cakewalk. That's an awesome program. Yeah, I know that program inside out. There's people used to say to me, "Oh, Go and get Cakewalk Pro, go and get Logic, go and get all this, go and get that. That's endless standard. I says to one guy that, locally that I saw one time down the petrol station that was ranting at me, oh, you need to get Logic or you need to get Pro Tools or whatever. I says, no. I says, what you need to get is get your skills better. I says, and just use a basic program like Cakewalk, because Cakewalk is so good. I knew my way around it. I could do anything on it easily. I could write a song with Cakewalk without any difficulty, without any strain whatsoever. It's got really good type of Cakewalk. It's more than a type of Cakewalk. Like a Cakewalk is a founders, like, you know, but the original Cakewalk had a panic button on it because sometimes it used to crash when you did so many MIDI signals and that, and used to hit this panic button. It was a phase where look at it and you had to click this panic button and it stopped the stuff, whatever was going on with your computer, because your computer was struggling. When you hit this panic button, it stopped it from happening, and you know there might have been latency problems or whatever, but you hit the panic button. It was quite a good thing. Never dug in too deep as to how it actually worked, mind you, but it did its job. I haven't had a Dell computer yet. No, Cakewalk is a audio recording software kit Windows based. It's got a lot of sound samples. It's got a lot. It's a full built recording studio under one canopy. It was quite expensive. Cakewalk when I first bought it. I had to actually buy it. You know, back in them days, there wasn't a free downloads. Oh yeah, totally. I've got 43 years of music saved on my computer. Since I was really young, because I've been performing for 43 years and at least recording that same amount of time. And and I've got one album. It's on my channel. I'm trying to think, but it's got my voice on it from 1983. It's got my voice or guitar on it from 1993, 1983, 1993, 2003, 2013, and this year will be 2023. If I do another instrument on that same album, it was an album called The Late Rock and Roll Dwindle, and it was kind of started off from the punk era. It's got Pretty Vacant, Teenage Kicks, all like kind of popular punk stuff that was going at the time. Yeah, certainly, yeah. I've been introducing a few of my own songs into my repertoire. Unfortunately, I can't sing it this time of night because it's 3:32 in the morning. And my neighbours, I would just say, no, be impressive to my neighbours. Bob Almighty, hello, how you doing? Not seen you for ages. Good to see you. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, I've got all the video formats and all the audio formats. Some people would rate it as junk now because a lot of these formats have been thrown out, but I still have all the extra machinery for all the formats. Well, that's good, 85, eh? Right, yeah. But my neighbours complained to me because it was firstly 10 to 5 in the evening, tea time, and that was my neighbour across the land in that case. But it police to my door when I was singing when I was washing my dishes. Ridiculous. They come up and just just completely wasted their time. No, my neighbour's going to get all my neighbours are going to get a really shock one day because I've got a lovely audio gear through my living room that never gets a chance to put on because I never use amplifiers or anything like that because of complaints from my neighbours. But one of these days I'm going to have to power all this stuff up and check that it's all working. So see better what's the space. That's all I'm saying. I could turn that system of mine up and make the very furniture dance around their houses. Don't mind, look at. Sometimes you've got to put them in a care home if it gets too much. All right. Oh, hey, that's good. My neighbour downstairs sent me a message saying that I was very talented. My music is lovely, but when I actually go online, that my computers and instruments that I'm actually using is interfering with her tag. So she's on the tag to save her from going back to prison, So I really think police or authorities, whatever, need to change the frequency of their tag because they shouldn't have stopped me from singing in my own home. I don't think that's fair enough. It's me that's been under prison conditions if I'm not allowed to sing in my own home because my music equipment is affecting their tag material. And so they're saying one day the mother will give birth to her master. That's the kid that dominates the mother. Oh, wow. Gee, that's harsh, Kevitz. Alzheimer's, that's quite a bad one. Watching it happen to someone, it's pretty harsh. Yeah, totally. I had to learn that early. Bets, yes. I had to learn that before my years. All right, right, wow. Wow. How look, is that, especially if she's a good cook, but I'd say that's magic. Look at. No, my dad never took drugs. No, 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 not at all. My dad would have been too old. My dad, if he'd still been alive just now, he would have been 110 years old. Happy, right? All right. Well, I I don't think I'm happy. People say I'm. People call me an aging happy. I definitely am a free spirit. Yeah, yeah. It was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think 55 when they had me. Went on to have two, two younger siblings after me. I lived to the age of 72. I lived through two world wars, Second World War. He was security by the airport. Oh, wow, it's sad. All right, did you? Did you? Yeah, yeah. Well, at my birth, uh, the, my father had a choice. It was either going to be the mother or the baby that was going to survive. And it was his choice, and he chose my mother. Dr. Burns brought me back alive, and my first cry was a musical note. My, while this was actually going on, obviously separate from where my mother was traumatized because she'd had just been told she'd given birth to a dead baby, and that was just weeks away. That would have been given to the snuff nurses, what they call them at the time. That's probably the last of the snuff nurses. And but anyway, my first cry was a musical note, and when Nurse McCannon called me over and sent me to my mother, who didn't know that I was that I was alive. Apparently, I lay there in her arms and sang a tune and uh, sang a musical tune, and then it started to feed. And uh, I will be doing a book. I will be doing a documentary called "The Scars of the Highlander" because from my birth they didn't expect me to. They weren't sure, not really sure whether I'd be able to have walk or talk or anything. And I made a really good life for myself by my life in music. My education system failed me. They couldn't understand what I was saying because I had difficulty talking, but I could sing like a Lindy. But I had to go and get my education and pay for it myself later on in life when I was in my 30s. And no thanks to the system. Our education system was so outdated and needs to be updated. Oh yeah, totally. That's how I live every day of my life, because I wasn't even supposed to have a life like apparently. But I did. Oh yeah, totally. I had a lovely life. Miseries, gore, things I shouldn't have seen, situations that I shouldn't have been in. But that's what makes us who we are, And put downs for music, you wouldn't believe the amount of put downs that I've actually had in my hometown from music. And I go around thanking all these people that put me down because it was through them that I managed to improve. But some of them were putting me down just as a wind up. They weren't, but I just thought, right, I need to go and improve this. And I did. Oh yeah, we'll be doing that documentary, The Scars of the Highlander, for sure. I'm just getting a music together for it. It's going to be a musical documentary, historical journey. Oh yeah, totally. I like real people. I know I meet a lot of real people. It's good. I try to be as real as it's the best way to be. I've always tried to be exactly what you see, nothing more or less. I'm not the worst or the best. But definitely had too much of that stuff tonight, guys. Yeah, that's the best way to be. Oh, yes, it's got to be me for you. There'll be no more crying for you. The sun will be shining, and I know that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. Thank you. Shan, I'm not sure. Year, maybe 2 years. I think she's visited my She's visited my channel, and I'm not really sure that measure of time. Sometime during lockdown, anyway. Certainly. Oh, it's just over 200. Still, not too bad. It's as much as I can expect for tonight. I don't think it's going to improve on it anymore. We'll see. I will take my inhaler instead. That's a Serotype 250. It's cold air is just knocking the lungs off everybody here, though. It's really, really harsh. I'll get 5 minutes to light a cigarette as well. Totally contradicting what that thing has just done. It's just a force of habit. I do like the people that go to Shan's channel. Yeah, they're pretty good, pretty cool people. Yeah, I've got both. I've got both. COPD. My COPD went another level and nearly died on a approach to Christmas. Yeah, I know that kind of bits. I'm weaning off. I know I've got to stop smoking if I want to continue singing. I got a scare before Christmas. My lungs actually completely shut down. They were burbling and had fluid on the lungs, and just with years of playing rock and roll in pubs all my life. And yeah, it's a 5 to 4 in a morning here where we are. Greenwich Mean Time, Scottish Mean Time, Donald time. It could be 8 o'clock in the morning for me. Being a baker, but it's only 4 o'clock. All right, right, Mapes. Right, you're in the UK, right? Sorry, I forgot about that. My forehead's still itchy after that. My neighbour put something on my front door few weeks ago, some kind of spray stuff. Oh, I can't play guitar at this time of night. Probably, yeah. My neighbours would complain for sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you here, but it's an awful addiction as well. Let's say I've been trying to stop for 30 years. Well, if you're low on energy, have yourself my toddy mix. A teaspoonful of Manuka honey, stirred in hot water, 2 teaspoonfuls of brown sugar, and a 35 ml measure of whiskey. Stir together then and slowly enjoy. And the honey is a very, very potent, powerful medicine. Honey is probably the most potent, powerful medicines on the earth's surface. People don't realise how good it is. It's got a lifespan of a shelf life of 10,000 years or something like that. And if it goes all sugary, just turn it upside down and see if it sets itself right. And if not, put in a drop of warm water and turn it back all the way. And hey ho, back to normal. And I pull this. Is this a way to Amapolis? Right, yeah. But local honey is even better though. If you see if you can get honey a mile radius of where you stay, that is the best honey that you could get for any conditions within a mile radius, because that's the distance that bees travel. Is a mile radius, and all the enzymes and antibodies and everything and pollens and everything that are in your area, bees are collecting that, and that helps you helps your body fight fight these things. Like I think probably a bit better than that COVID injections that are making people ill, and I wasn't well enough to have the COVID injection, so I wasn't anti I wasn't one of the anti ones, but that's right. Yeah, yeah, totally kitty bits. Yeah, yeah, it's totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My son suffered from severe hay fever when I lived up here in Caithness, and I went round to a beekeeper who I know in a local that worked with ambulance board. I went round his house one time. My son was so bad, and I asked him for some honey, like in you know, the beekeeper wasn't really fully aware of the potency and potential that honey actually had. Is surprisingly, but the difference with the local honey noticeable instantly within 5-10 minutes after taking the local honey for his condition. It was highly noticeable. You could see an improvement. It is really good. You know, all right, milk straight from a cow. I couldn't do milk straight from a cow. Like, no, but fair dues to you. Like, it is good for you, apparently. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's really good. And there's there's loads of product from honey. There's royal jelly. You can buy it in capsules. Royal jelly. It's called that's a little wee capsules or the absolute top honey, and that's also a great cure for hay fever and all those kind of stuffs, pollen related allergies. Bits. Have you ever seen a Highland cow? Wait a minute, let me post a link for where you might see a really good picture of Highland cow. A healing coo, they call it here. Hold on a second. Bear with me a second. I'll just go and find the link. Copy link address. I'll tell you what, see Jersey cow, right? say if someone from over here, right, that doesn't know anything about the country, see if you saw a woman and said to her, she's got eyes like a Jersey cow, they would absolutely be insulted by that. But you know what I'm talking about when I say Jersey cow. Jersey cow's got the perfect, old, beautiful eye that and eyelashes and everything that everyone's wanting. Do you agree with that? All you ones that are brought up on farms with experience with Jersey cows and having a look at them, they do have all individual faces, characters, even the Highland cows, every single one of them looks different. They got their own face expressions and quite amazing actually. I know about nutrition, protein and that, I've got a lot of experience with that. My arms used to be, that they're pretty skinny now, they're only doing about 12 inches or something like that. I did have 17-inch guns on my arms at one time, related to the type of work I was doing and with the nutrition that was actually getting high protein, high nourishment. Aberdeen Angus cow, like Aberdeen Angus, yeah. That costs quite expensive for the Aberdeen Angus cow, for the meat of that. It's a terrible expense. I know, yeah, but if you say that to a girl over here that didn't know that, you're liable to get a slap. And they do have beautiful eyes, the most beautiful eye, the perfect eye that every human wants. Andy, what are you playing for these eyes? Looking up, looking oh so good. Can't sing, can't talk about the way you should. I don't know about Black Angus, but Aberdeen Angus is the only Angus cow that I know. I know a couple of cow jokes, but I don't think they're appropriate to tell them on here on my channel. But there was a farmer rented a bull to another farmer, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, bulls busy 365 days a year, and going from farm to farm." And a farmer's wife said to her husband, "It's a pity you couldn't go 365 days a year." He says, "Aye, but bulls not weigh the same cow every night." That's not really appropriate to tell them a tale about. to tell stories, farm stories, it's probably not appropriate. Like that's right, Kitty Bits. That's right. I've been trying to say that. Yeah, yeah, totally. Oh yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, nurses do see and hear everything that they do hear other things that GPs didn't hear. 2,000 acres. Wow. Good. Get bits. I hope you click the subscribe and a subscription and a notification bell. Because Margaret will be uploading. She's got a tremendous collection of wildlife and scenery. Oh, Highlands of Scotland, and really definitely worth looking at. Right? Yeah, yeah. That's good. Yeah, nutrition is good. That's right. Yeah, for that time, you can't deal with something in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever. It's a people don't know that for a lot of skin conditions, if you drink probiotic yogurts, which you get at Lidl's, that helps your body to fight those skin conditions, and also a lot of conditions, dermatitis and what have you. Tin fish, if you can endure it, dig it. It's very good for helping your body recover from those conditions as well. Kettlebells, uh, do you know this information or have you tried? Uh, right? Oh yeah, totally. I'm the same. My kids, I just love watching my kids growing up, watch them growing on and doing good with their lives. Oh no, I've not got any grandchildren. No, just I've got a son and daughter. Uh, they've not got any children. I am so proud of my children for what they've done with their lives, getting out of this place, because had they stayed here in Wick, there's nothing really here for them. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's right. Right. Yeah. Wow. Wow, there's 80 people watching this. Pot Noodle for COPD and 25 watching it now. Wow. I hope I don't wake up mortified in the morning when I look at this again, like, because I have had a couple of whiskies and it's so easy to be a fool when you're having a drink, and I hope I know me to fill myself tonight. All right, right. Mapes, music, good night, and thank you for coming along. It's been good so to see you. All the best. It's 4:23 here. I'm going to crash, send myself, I'll probably collapse. By the time I finish this last drop of whiskey, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a good night's sleep tonight anyway. And gee whiz, it's nearly 2 hours. I've been ranting on. Apologies, guys, if I've been talking a lot of rubbish. Blame it on the whiskey. Oh, but alcohol does make people talk a lot of rubbish and say things that they wouldn't normally say and stuff like that. Though, but hey ho. All right, right. Well, good night anyway, Meeps Music. Thank you so much for coming along. It's been good to have you here. It's been an enjoyable conversation. 26 people watching and 82 people in total. Wow. Good night, Meeps Music. All the best. Take care. Have a good night. Sleep well. Let's sing again. Oh, that's barely 200. That's not good. It's saying 5 degrees centigrade here, but it's definitely still in the minuses. Okay, Bets. Take care. Have a good night. All the best, and have a good day tomorrow. Well, I'm going to probably go now. So it's 4:27 in the morning here, and thank you so much for staying with me for 2 hours on a. Thank you so much, Kitty Bits. 2 hours. Thank you for staying with me and putting up with. Hope you weren't bored in any way. I'm probably mortified if I looked at this again tomorrow, but it's been good fun. It's been lovely being with you, and I will see you later, guys, and take care and have a good rest of your evening or morning, whatever it may be. It's nearly 4:28 in the morning here, and thank you so much. Right, cheers. Good night, everybody. All the best, and we have a good day tomorrow. Cheers. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Oh, they do. Good angels. I think there's an angel stepped inside my body with my singing just now. There must be something helping me carrying through anyway. Either out. I'm doing my swan song. But thank you everybody anyway, and God bless and take care. Good night. Thank you. In the stream 5, 4. Thank you everybody.